let's face it, I think I have a problem with biting off a little more than I can chew. Take these last set of Jillustrations for an example. Here I am, just plodding along, making an illustration every day, feeling pretty tired, pretty burnt out, and suddenly I decide, you know what would be a really, really good idea? Doing a whole big project for one of the days of Jillustrations. Yeah. So a little bit of context for you guys. A month before, I think, I just joined a brand new Discord server for artists, which I obviously joined about a month after we started. I think we started doing, for the very first time, monthly prompts. I think you know where this is going. At first, I was being all like so reasonable, so smart, so wise, and I was like, you know what? As exciting as this sounds, I have this Jillustrations challenge to do. This is enough for me. I know putting more on myself probably wouldn't be the smartest idea. So smart, good thinking, Bailey. So I just go la 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 on my way, but of course I have to check out what is the prompt for this month. I'm just curious. I'm just gonna see. I'm not much of a prompt person. I basically only want to do it if I want to do it. It's not something that I read and I'm automatically inspired. It's like a challenge for me. So unless I phrase it as a challenge, I'm not really interested in it. So I wasn't really worried about it most of the time. I just find that just like, I don't know, it's just not my thing. So here I am thinking I'm in no danger. I check what it is. It's fun in the sun. I'm like, yeah, no, not really interested. Fun in the sun, like, I don't like the sun. I don't have fun in it. I can't relate to this at all. So it's all good. And then I was just thinking, it's like, okay, like, I don't typically draw the kind of thing you would think of when you think fun in the sun. I was just thinking about that and thinking, okay, but what would I do if I did it? Very, very dangerous territory. Never think that to yourself when you don't want to do something because you might accidentally get inspired. Which is exactly what happened to me. I was thinking, you know what would be so ironic? If someone took this prompt and drew someone not having fun in the sun. And of course, as soon as I thought this, I got this visual of what exactly that would look like, and I was like, oh, no one else is gonna do that exactly, so I really want to do this. Can I do this? Please, can I do this? I mean, like, I could technically fit it into Jill's. Very dangerous thinking, guys, and let me tell you, I did not recover from that thinking. So, little known fact about me, it's not a big secret or anything. I just haven't really mentioned it to anyone. But probably when I was like around 13, 14, I took a class on pattern making. Not just for clothes, though that was included, but also making patterns for fabric. So, kind of what I'm doing today. It's kind of like a pattern. Like, I'm basically including a bunch of random elements that I just feel like putting in there or that I think will look good. I guess a combination of both. I'm not going to put things in that don't look good, right? It's kind of like a throwback to those days when I was, for a very short period of time, very interested in making patterns. I would still kind of like to explore that, but as of now, it was just a very quick phase in my life when I took that one class. I'm just slowly working on it, building up as I finish editing and just start working officially on this monthly prompt. At this present moment, it's the 24th. I have 6 days, including this one, to get the monthly prompt done, and at this point, I have no clue if I'm going to be able to get it done on time, or if I do, if I'm going to get it anywhere near to the place that I want it to be. It seems a little unlikely. I'm aiming for having it done not on the 31st, which is the date that it's due, but on the 30th, because I don't want to push it to the last possible day, because who knows when I'll be able to get it done. And I do want to finish the painting / coloring part of that all in one day. Yeah, good luck with that. Because otherwise it's going to feel like a little bit like cheating. I don't know why, that's just me. Now, you might have some questions, like, but Bailey, I thought last video you said that you were on the verge of a mini burnout, or you were burnt out, or something like that. Like, wouldn't that discourage you from taking on this really big project that would require you to plan for a bunch of days while doing your daily illustration and work up to doing this big illustration that would take a whole day or more and cause more stress? Like, that doesn't sound super appealing. Like, nothing's really forcing you to do it that month if you really think about it. And looking back at it now, yeah, that those are totally legitimate reasons. And believe me, the reasonable part of my brain did bring that up. But I ignored it, of course, because, like I said, I have a problem with biting off more than I can chew. Now let me have a few minutes to justify my actions for you, because I feel the burning need to. At this point, like, I was just getting tired of doing those simple illustrations every day. There's only so much of it I can really stand. Thinking about this monthly prompt is kind of inspiring to me. It makes me feel excited to do art again. So, I mean, why not? This just seems like a perfect opportunity to make this challenge a little more fun for me. So at the time, it did kind of seem, sort of semi-reasonable. And also, I did think about this idea before I was feeling really, really tired, which honestly, I think that was the biggest thing, because I had set my mind on doing this prompt. And so it just seemed like, okay, I decided I was going to do this, so I'm going to do this, obviously. Like, you can't just stop it. It just seemed so obvious at the time. So it's the 25th now, and it's kind of frustrating. It seems like everything's just trying to get into the way of doing this monthly prompt. Yesterday I couldn't because I was too busy editing and finishing that day's prompt. And today I went on a hike with some friends. I know, that's totally my fault. It's totally on me. But you have to have a little bit of a social life. So that's my excuse. And now tonight I'm going to have to go to a meeting, which I entirely forgot about. So things are looking kind of grim at this point. I haven't even gotten to work on today's prompt, and I still have a bunch of video editing to do, and I'm kind of running out of room for footage on my camera and on my computer, like I have been for the entirety of my YouTube career. And everything's just a big mess. Really, I'm going to try, keyword try, to not get too set on doing this illustration, this monthly prompt. Don't lie to yourself. You already are. I don't want to exhaust myself to the point that it's going to take me several weeks to recover. Foreshadowing. Like, that's just not worth it. There always was this factor in here that I was feeling pretty burnt out and tired, and as excited as I was to work on this project, that was also a reality. Basically, for this little section of days, these 3 days, I really thought about doing it. I really got excited about doing it. I really planned on doing it. And I did some things to work forward to doing that. But as much as I wanted to be doing that prompt, there was another part of me that was like, this, like, taking reference photos, doing composition, doing all this stuff. That sounds like a lot of work. That sounds really tiring. Like, I can't do that right now, like, please don't make me do that. This whole little section of days is basically me, like, I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it. Like, I'm going to do it. Please, just, I'll do it. Just, yeah, I didn't get around to doing it. Spoilers. I did this illustration last night. Yes, the mice are still white, but it was getting late. I wanted to focus on the video editing, and I decided, like, it doesn't look bad without them colored in. I would prefer it if they were, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't necessarily look like I just abandoned it. So I decided to be wise for once and just let it go. The plan is do thumbnail sketches for the monthly prompt, do today's illustration, of course, get some video editing done on my next video. I also have to do other things like writing a post for my blog, maybe updating my social media a bit. I'll probably not get to that at all. My poor social media has been suffering. I also have some other quick things to do. I need to write an article for something, and I'm entering some poetry I did into a poetry contest. So I have to do that because it's due on the 31st too, and I'd rather not have to deal with that on that day because there's 3 things I definitely have to get done by that day. Yeah, this is what I meant when I said biting off a little more than I can chew. Yeah, I seriously doubt I'll get around to doing most of those things, but I will try my very best. Oh yeah, and I don't know what I'm drawing today, so. It's 2:40, and so far I've managed to write the post for my blog, and I've pretty much filled out the whole form for the poetry contest entry. I just have to write a bio, which I'm putting off because writing about yourself is hard and unpleasant. And now I also know what I'm going to draw today, so it's going good so far. Still haven't done anything for the prompt though. I got this aloe vera plant. It's a shoot off from one of the other aloe vera plants we have in our house. It's a little wilty, some of the leaves, but I'll deal with that later and stuff. And it's kind of funny. It's like, look at those crooked leaves. And now we actually have 4 other of these aloe vera plants, and I'm planning on drawing them all in a row. I am so happy to announce that as of today, July 27th, I have finally finished the video for Jillustration Day 9. It might not seem like much of an accomplishment because I'm like 3 weeks behind, but I'm just so relieved it's done. Not that making the video was a bad experience at all, it just kind of got in the way of me doing anything else. I haven't been able to hardly work on the monthly prompt at all, and I have 5 days left. Hopefully that will be enough. Who knows, maybe this will push me to be a little more productive. Why did that just turn into a song? The question still remains. Will this crunch for time lead me to be a little more productive, or will I fail? Stay tuned.